Hey guys, welcome to another video here on Balloon Head Productions. I'm your host as usual. My name is Marcelo Nashoza, and I'd like to welcome you to my review for Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3, Episode 1, entitled Hegemony Part II. All right, guys, so the moment that I've been waiting for almost 2.5 years is finally here. I'm finally gonna be able to talk about the the conclusion to the cliffhanger for uh, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds season 2. But if you've been here before, you know that I don't talk about Strange New Worlds for the most part by myself. So with that in mind, I would like to welcome my good friend PJ back to the channel. Welcome, PJ. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. So why don't you start us off by saying what did you like about the conclusion to this cliffhanger that took forever? What did you like about it, or what didn't work for you?
Uh, it's a pretty okay, pretty decent episode. It's I don't really care for what they've done with the Gorn. It's called Strange New Worlds, but it should be called Old Familiar Faces because it keeps rehashing. Now, I didn't like what they did with season one because it would seem like a blatant ripoff of Alien and Predator in the way they executed the hatchlings. Now, in the Hegemony Part One, you finally get to see an adult Gorn. So I really like what they did there, and there's a zero G fight that's really cool. And at the end, Pike is faced with a decision like what to do with all this armada coming at him. And I like the fact that it picks up right away, and he makes a decision right away, and he's like suggestions, and they do this whole thing where they can't stick around, but they need to track the ship so they can come back to it later. So they do this whole plan, and there's not really much of a dull moment in the episode as a whole. I say the one thing that I find slows it down, and upon rewatch I would probably skip over, is sick bay with Chapel, Spock, and Patel. Although I love Chapel and Spock and Patel, Captain Patel, uh, I'm not a fan of the lovelorn Spock. I don't like the fact that they need a solution to Captain Patel. I'm saying her name right, right? Patel, right?
Yes,
Uh,
but that was the name.
Pike's girlfriend. Uh, but see, like second, this is what they do in Modern Trek. Seconds matter. Literal seconds matter. And like at the beginning, Pike's like, "Come on, we need to figure something out," and it's all quick and it's good. But then you get these moments where Spock needs to talk to her for a second about this or that. That I'm just not. I don't care about. It's over, dude. Like, get over it. Like, you're Spock, dude. Like, grow a set, man. Like, why are you such a bitch? No, no, I'm joking.
Why are you such a
I and she's like, let's not talk about it. She clearly doesn't want any more of this. It's
Mhm.
clear. In the second episode, he makes it
Yeah,
more clear. But
yeah.
I'm saying that slows it down. As I'm like, just get to the Gorn stuff. And I like how they wake up in the cocoons, and Ortega's half her hand is gone, or like her pinky and her ring finger, and they're like, they've got like gruesome looking wounds and stuff. The only criticism about that chamber, that Gorn uh, digestive room, whatever it is, I don't even know what to call it, is that the AR wall is so noticeable. And all they have to do with the AR wall is when you look at the background, like what's behind them, which is the digital extension, it's too bright, and the blacks don't match the
They,
practical foreground that
they
they're
have to bring
filming.
it down, right? They gotta
Yes, they have
bring it
to.
down.
Yes, bring it down, and then it will just make it all that more real. But they just have to make it too bright in the back. It's like this is what makes it look obvious and kind of like retro. Uh, but that's fine. The Gorn CG stuff, where like a bunch of them are coming at them at once, and the Gorn, all the space stuff with all these little drones going around. It kind of reminds me of Discovery when like too much is going on and I don't care. But however, I'll give Stranger Worlds credit for being they film the show much better than previous Trek shows. For one thing, they keep the camera still an awful lot. I'm surprised at that.
Yeah.
But then when they get into the space scenes, it's not crazy dynamic. You can follow the action pretty well. It's just sometimes CG overload is just a problem with anything. Uh,
Right.
but when they show the Gorn close up and practical, and I like they show the Gorn in his own ship, in their own ships, from their point of view, I'm like, yes, this is what you do. However, can you wrap this up? And by the end, when they send him into hibernation, I was like, good, okay, we're done with this Gorn stuff. You did well with the action; it was decently directed. Blah blah blah. They're talking about no, this is not the end. The end for now, but like I guess maybe season 4. I don't know about season 3, but they're gonna revisit them. I'm like, just leave it to Arena. Have it be picked up in Arena in the natural continuity of the timeline in TOS. You sent him into a long hibernation, and good thing that they're so easily influenced into doing that, by the way. An advanced species, spacefaring species, can be so easily tricked. Another little nitpick. But any excuse to get them away and to not have to visit them again, because I don't really want to see little hatchlings busting out of people's chest. You know, that's cliche, and let's see some strange new worlds.
I'm so happy that you mentioned that at the very end there, that you're kind of tired of the Gorn and you don't want to see them again. I'm of the belief that we're not going to see them again in this series. I'm of the belief that the next time you see them, if you're watching it, if you're watching the show, in time order, the next time you'll see them is in Arena. But
The
I also
showrunners
like
have confirmed that they will be back.
Oh God!
I thought, like I
Really?
said, probably not in season 3, but most likely in season 4 or 5.
Shit.
Unless
This
they were lying.
episode.
I don't know.
Well,
I think it was
let,
Henry Alonzo
let,
Myers that said it, or one of them.
this episode really, really, really played well for me. It wasn't as satisfying as I thought it was going to be. I mean, like I said in the opening, it's been nearly almost a 3-year wait for this episode. But the thing that I liked about it the most is that this episode had a propulsive beat to it for me, except when it didn't, except with those scenes with Chapel, Spock, and Captain Patel in sickbay. You didn't like the romantic sort of interlude that they had between them, and how they were trying to figure out what they meant to each other while they were operating on poor Captain Patel. I really, really like that, and I really, really thought that their romantic tension brought more uh brought more what's the word I'm looking for?
Gravitas.
Brought more danger to the situation, because I kept imagining, as they were fighting over their relationship Garble, I thought they were going to make a mistake, and I thought they were going to kill Captain Patel. I thought that she was going to die in this episode. Not to mention that that Paramount Plus fucked up, and they actually put Captain Patel alive and well in the trailer. So
Yeah,
dumb, because
there's no tension. There's no tension there at all. Like you're not like, is she gonna make it? Because they given away that she does.
right.
Yeah,
I listen. I really, really like the fact that we actually got to go in. We actually got to go inside and see what the inside of a Gorn ship looks like, and I really like the fact that half of the crew members are being digested and eaten alive. I thought that was a really, really cool decision. Unlike you, I did not notice the AR wall, but I do agree with you that when the AR wall should be used, they should lower the lights to make it not noticeable to the people that can actually notice that kind of stuff. Um, like you. Um, and I also really thought that Ensign Mount's performance came from an emotional place, and he really, really, really did a good job with how much stress he was dealing with throughout the whole course of the episode. Admiral April being in this episode really didn't play well for me. I'm like, why? Like, it kind of, him being there in person really felt um like a waste of time. I would have preferred if he would have been there, like on the view screen instead of in person. How did you feel about that?
Well, he's there basically to tell Pike, like, this is not, yeah, the typical, this is not our jurisdiction.
Right.
It was because Gorn attacked a non-Federation settlement, and
Mhm.
it's that whole thing, that whole chestnut of, well, I guess I gotta kind of go rogue. But he tells him, he's like, Pike warns April, this demarcation line that they put up, they're just gonna keep pushing it until Pike says, yeah, I gotta learn how to punch back. He says, and he said at the end, that's the last thing he says. He's like, I learned how to punch back,
I'll learn how to punch back.
but by devising the plan to. But he's just there to bump up against Pike to have a tension-filled scene. By the way, which works, and I like the fact that the camera's still, and it's framed well, and all that. I'm sure not many people are bothered or notice this stuff, but this is another nitpick. When the ship has been damaged, right? By the way, shields have not been compromised. So, like, I'm always bumping up against the amount of damage you see. For example, that scene where Pike is talking to April in a room, or any room that they're in after they get battle damage. There's two things going on in the background. Black hoses or thick wires or something are just, at least in Discovery, it was like sparks and fireballs. So at least they toned it down in that way, where it's very old school. It's like, and there's blinking lights everywhere, strobing lights everywhere. And for light sensitive people, that sucks. When every scene on a battle damaged ship is just like lights going crazy. I understand emergency lights, the ones that go boom, boom, have a pulse to them and shit.
Right, pulse.
That's fine. But I'm talking about all the see, to me, in science fiction, in the future, that's stupid. It's just as stupid as the consoles on the Enterprise de-exploding when the ship gets hit. It's like, why are the people at the consoles the ones in the most danger? Like, it makes no sense.
But they should be, because if the consoles explode right in front of them, they should take on most damage.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. Right? Where they go flying over
the
flying across the bridge.
Look.
Can you imagine you're on your laptop? Yeah. And like, I don't know, there's a lightning storm or something in your laptop, which, I mean, things can happen like that. I mean, your phone could explode, but it's just ridiculous. But they don't overdo it with Strange New Worlds. They keep it they don't, like in Discovery, they went to that alternate version of the Enterprise in that Mirror Universe Enterprise episode. And the lights were just going way too crazy. It was like a nightclub. I'm like, no, this doesn't work for me. I can't look at it. I can not notice it as much the first time I watch it, but the second time. But at least they know how to shoot a show.
Yeah, I really appreciate that the camera crew behind Strange New Worlds really keeps the camera still and only moves the camera around when they really have to.
When we have rising action or action-packed scenes, the pan zooms and like everything, the camera becomes more dynamic. By the way, that scene where La'an breaks out of the cocoon?
Yeah.
She's like, she wakes up and she falls and she does the one hand, that cliche one hand off the cliff thing, where it's like you fall and you're only holding on. That almost never works in anything, and they did it in Star Trek Beyond with Scotty.
Yeah,
Scotty falls and he holds on. Never believable. I'll give it this: it is believable in this case because La'an is actually very strong. So
she is.
Although you've seen that in a million things, we're like, how is that person falling and hanging on by one hand? Give me a break. Nobody can do that.
She's genetically enhanced. She's
genetically enhanced, so it makes sense in this case.
No, but
I love La'an, by the way. Love her.
Yeah. La'an is amazing. I also really appreciate, or should I say, I really enjoy that when Erica comes out of her cocoon, like PJ mentioned in his opening comments, she's like missing like two fingers or something.
That's Ortegas.
Ortegas, thank you. When Ortegas comes out of the Gorn cocoon, her hand is damaged, like PJ mentioned in his opening comments. So I'm really interested to see if the writers decide to take her character down, her dealing with uh PTSD
PT.
from this situation.
Yeah.
And I really think that will bring a new dynamic to the character, and I do think that will give the fans who have been saying we need more Erica Ortegas, a lot more Erica Ortegas, and I think that'll give the actress who plays Erica a chance to spread her wings and a chance to do more for the show.
Yeah, they they give her the short end of the stick a good few times. And
They do.
it's one of these things where you're meant to feel empathy for her, and they put her through the ringer, and she not only gets her fingers, half her hand dissolved, which is a small issue that's fixed by the next episode. They don't address it. They don't even address how it's fixed or whether it's grown
Nope.
back or it's robotic.
Nope.
Fine, whatever. But I mean, at one point in the episode, she gets impaled by a
Oh
Gorn
yeah, that's
claw,
right, by the
like a
Gorn. Well, yeah,
Gorn,
by the
like
Gorn. Yeah.
right in the gut. And not only
Yeah.
that, she then flies the ship while she's bleeding out over the controls, which they show like five, six
It's,
times, just to
it's
show
really
like this
good.
is how much blood's coming out of her. You know, it's almost like if you didn't know any better, it'd be like trying to think, well, maybe she might die here, but you know she's not because
No, she
you
ain't
see
gonna
her
die.
you see her in the promo for the next episode, or
Mm-hmm.
or in the
No, but
trailer. So
but I also had another question for you. So Spock and Chapel decide to sort of they come up with they come up with a rather interesting way to deal with Captain Patel's problem of being infected with the Gorn. They basically want to sort of allow the Gorn to to basically reinfect Captain Patel's body and to keep the Gorn satiated. They want to inject Captain Patel with Una's blood, Una's Alarian blood. Um, I'm wondering, do you think that that decision is going to cause the Federation to sort of change their stance on genetically engineered individuals? Being
yeah,
that,
go
no, go
ahead.
ahead. No,
No,
um, I'll go. Being that, one of the individuals who tried to put the only one of the individuals who tried to put Una in jail for being a enhanced individual is now a enhanced is now a enhanced is now a enhanced sorry is now a enhanced individual herself. So do you think that that's going to have like grander ramifications throughout the Federation?
well, in the words of Alanis Morissette, isn't it ironic? Uh,
It's ironic, isn't it?
well, I don't know what they're going to be doing with the Alarian thing because by the time Deep Space Nine rolls around, it's still illegal,
Yeah.
and they're keeping her blood on tap, I guess, because they're like, whoa, this is good stuff. We're breaking rules, but it's saving lives. Uh, uh, Spock interrupts her right before she's about to I guess suck out the hatchling that's about to burst out, and he realizes, you know what, she's very likely going to die if we do it this way. And he's like, maybe we're looking at it from the wrong perspective. He says, instead of, what does he say? I'm trying to bring it up here. Perhaps we are looking at this from the wrong perspective, he says. Instead of operating on Batel, what if we treated the Gorn inside of her? We know they emerge to feed. What if we feed them? Satiate them to keep them from coming out, and then when they are no longer in defensive mode, dissolve them, and then we use the blood to fight the infections that would come as a result of that. Basically, is what he said. Uh,
Right.
and I was like, yeah, good. I know she's gonna survive, so yeah, cool. What does that look like? That's what I was thinking. What does that look like? They don't
That
they don't show anything,
would have been
and
cool.
that's where that part of the episode, that B plot, really didn't pay off for me because it dragged, because I don't care about their relationship. Not entirely. If there's a good episode, like the second episode, I have a little different view on it. But in this case, when you're looking for solutions, I just want them to be professional fucking Starfleet officers, man. Put away all of that stuff for 2 seconds. Everybody else did it in every other show. Why can't you? Like they go to the bar Quarks later and they talk about their shit. They don't do it when they're on the in command and trying to save lives.
They could after this, if they live, they could go to the bar and hash this shit out.
It's like Spock's like, can I just talk to you for a second? It's like, shut up, Spock. You're not him. You're not Leonard Nimoy Spock. I can't imagine this is Leonard Nimoy Spock fucking 10 years before. Ugh. It's weird. Ethan Peck, man, he's really good though. And,
he's a really good actor.
Too bad they just make him this. I hope after, at some point in the season,
we
don't deal with this kind of stuff anymore.
No. I do think that the relationship between Chapel and Spock that I love so much, I do think that in some aspects it was intrusive in this episode, but in some other aspects, like I mentioned a little bit earlier in the review, their romantic tension made the situation that they were dealing with in the operation that they and the fact that they were trying to save Captain T'Pel's life, it made the situation that much more intense for me, because I was like, dude, not only are you talking about your romantic bullshit that I'm meeting up right now, but if you guys don't focus, this woman could fucking die. And that just worked for me. But I completely see where you're coming from and your point of view, being that there's no possible way that in 10 plus years this Spock can become the Spock that we all know and love, because right now it just doesn't seem possible with all his whiny romantic shit over Chapel.
Well, the people who create this stuff, that they have the power to expand on him in that way in a prequel series, certainly have that right. Fans don't have to agree with it. I mean,
they do.
But by episode 5, you could be like, wow, this really seems more like the Spock I know and love, because he needs to do like a mini Kolinar or something where he's like, I'm all hung up on stuff. I'm about to cry every two. It looks like he's about to cry all the time. It's like, fuck no, stop. However, I know we're not talking about the next episode, but hopefully that wraps up that little thing.
I
think is a better episode than this in some ways, but still, it's one of those things where it's like, I know it's strange and new to the characters in the show, but not the viewers. So like when they're dealing with the Gorn, it's like, yeah, it's new to them. But when you're dealing with other TOS entities, I won't say what yet, but when you're dealing with other TOS entities that show up in this show, it's new to them, but it's like, wait, I thought it was new to the Enterprise crew 10 years from now. Wait, and listen, Akiva Goldsman and Henry Alonzo Myers, they freely admit to, like, yeah, we changed things and retconned things, and they had to do that with the eugenics wars and World War III and all that stuff, and it's like, okay, I just make a good show. I want to see something new. Don't step on the toes of canon when you really don't need to.
I'm so happy that you said that again for the second time in our review. I am so excited to see if Henry Alonzo Myers and if Akio Goldsman actually have the balls to introduce a new species that we've never seen before, anytime in that we've never seen before in old Star Trek and new Star Trek, because that would give them an opportunity to tell whatever kind of fucking story that they wanted to, and they wouldn't have to tiptoe around canon like they've been doing.
And they've done it in the show up until now from time to time, but it just seems like we're getting more of the familiar than we are
the new stuff, right?
The new stuff.
So do you think that this medical marvel that Spock and Chapel came up with, do you think that is going to keep Captain Patel around longer than much longer than she should have been? Because Captain Patel either has to transfer to another ship to take command of another ship, or she's gonna die because she can't be around forever because Pike has Vina in his future.
Um, yeah, she could very well leave or die in future episodes or seasons.
Mm.
Uh, I feel like because you see a lot of her on the ship in the trailer. And by the way, I thought some shots of her were in the second episode, and no, it's must be beyond that. So I'm like,
Yeah,
wow, she's sticking around beyond episode 2, from what I can gather from the trailers.
right.
I think she stays there because she's got to recover, and it's going to take a
Mm-hmm.
while, and she's not going to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
oh, and at the end, Pike's like, I never want to lose you. It's like, Pike, get it together, man. She's okay.
Get your shit together.
But the funny part is, as soon as he comes in, he's like, "Fine, Dad, you win." He gets
And
down.
then he's
Our
and
Father
he's-
who art in heaven, and she's like,
and then
she wakes up. She's like, "Okay, then I'm good." I'm like, "Okay, I'm good. I'm here." Stop crying, man. Stop crying. You just had a steel brass. You had a brass set of balls like 6 hours
2
ago.
minutes ago.
When you prevented the invasion, you saved millions of lives. How are you that man 1 minute and then like, no, I know, I get it. He loves her so much. He loves her so much, and if he ever lost her, he lost.
Oh,
But
God.
but it's a bit much when and even she's like, oh my God, get it together, man. No, she doesn't.
Get it together,
I'm
Jesus
joking.
Christ.
I'm joking. It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice that a captain, like even when Benjamin had his woman, oh, that sounds so bad. His girlfriend. I guess they weren't married until like later in the show, right? Did they get
Yeah,
married?
I think
Cassidy.
they did.
Is it Cassidy
Yeah.
or Cassie? Oh my God, I got lost here.
No, it's Cassidy Yates.
Cassidy Yates. Yeah, yeah. She was in
Yeah.
the Orville too.
Yep.
Not the character,
she's-
the actress.
No, she's Dr. Finn in the Orville.
It's nice when the captains have a significant other and they aren't so isolated and lonely. Like Picard had something here and there, but he was a lonely dude. Janeway was a lonely captain.
Captain?
Archer wasn't much of a
No,
relationship
not really.
guy.
And
So, like,
Michael was
I like-
just a walking bag of tears.
Yeah, Michael's relationship was really passionate and heated in the first one with Ash Tyler.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out very well. He tried to kill her. at
No,
one
it
point.
didn't. No, it did not.
But then when she got with Book, it was just like, you guys come across as like either good friends or brother and sister. You don't really. They never seem like a
Romantic couple.
a romantic couple. Like at least with for all the the objection I have to pursuing this storyline from even back in season 1 through season 2 and into season 3 now with Spock and Chapel. Will they or won't they? And now there's like, it's going to be a thing throughout this whole show. I guarantee it.
It is.
It's going to be like, I've learned to move on. She is happy with, she has gone off for 3 months and got a new man and she's happy with him and I'm over it now. And somewhere down the line, it's like,
no, you're not.
Like, I want to know what love is. And it's like, okay.
Oh, I gotta stop laughing. What do you here just really quickly as we as we come down the home stretch of this episode, what did you think about the whole scene where the Enterprise goes into the sun to soak up radiation? I thought that was really cool.
Illogical. No, the big
climax. It doesn't make sense.
There's a bunch of things toward the end that I watched the episode twice, and even the second time I was like, huh? I don't get what's going on. Like the ship that disappears in between the suns, is that
is that portal? That was a Gorn ship, right?
Are they going behind? Are they going the other side where we just can't see them, or what's going on? I didn't know. And the scale. You have binary stars, right? and the ships get so close to it, and at one point the Enterprise is in the middle of them. They must be the tiniest stars. They must be like smaller than the fucking moon, because
Yeah,
the scale
the scale isn't right.
stars should be like, they should envelop the screen when an object is so close, right? Like they're pretty big. They're very very big things. And so I'm like the scale of this looks off, and I appreciate the effects and like how it's composed and everything. Like it's storyboarded and executed well and all that stuff. But uh, the one thing we didn't talk about, Pelia and Scotty, and the whole device, building the device that he built uh,
Oh yeah,
to
yeah, that's right. I forgot
hide
about
them from the Gorn. And
from
then
the Gorn.
Pike
Yeah.
comes along at the end. He's like, they come to the Pelia and Scotty come to the bridge, and Pike's like, yeah, we need to be lit up like a Christmas tree. Basically, we need to attract the Gorn with light and send them into high. It's all very simple minded stuff.
Hibernation.
I don't. It's not believable. Come on. Okay,
No, it's
fine. You got
not.
to get rid of them. Sure. Star Trek jargon. I don't need to understand it or make sense of it. It's sci-fi nonsense. But I like how Scotty's like, our chances are really low, and Mike's like, well, we'll just turn it off before we blow up. There's moments. This is where the levity in this show really works, because it's in a serious episode, but it's not like they don't go all out. It's not like jokes, jokes, jokes. It's like
Right.
they know just the right time when it's way too serious to put in a joke. Another good
Mhm.
joke was Palia coming in. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but you know
Yes,
the
yes,
blonde
Pelia.
curly haired woman.
Yeah, we're all
She
gonna
goes,
die.
we're all gonna die in the corner here, and Scotty's like, boop, 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 boop. And he does it right
We're
quick.
done. Yeah.
We're done. And the whole thing about, you work best under pressure, and she's pushing that on him, and like she's his mentor. I like that, and I like him. He's way too young. Continuity wise, who cares about how
Okay.
it's done? Like, just make it good. You've already changed so much anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know what? I get it. I feel bad for some of the YouTubers. I'll just say, Trek Yards, God bless them. They're still with that hope that by the end of Strange New Worlds it'll line up. I'm like, guys, it will never line up. Like, they want the Enterprise to look exactly the same.
No, it's not gonna
I'm like,
line
that's
up.
not gonna.
It's not gonna line up.
Not exactly, but like the proportion. I'm like, maybe they could, but I mean, this is a reimagining, and it's set in the prime timeline, but things like the continuity has changed here and there and everywhere. It's like, but the fact that if they introduce TOS characters like Scotty, which they did last season, but I'm assuming Pike. By the way, when Scotty comes up with that plan to light up the ship, right? Look at Pike. Pike's very impressed with him. Pike's looking at him like, I like this guy. I want him to
Yeah, I
stick
like this kid.
around.
Yeah.
And that's probably why he's going to be there permanently.
Yeah. My question.
I have a feeling Paley might die.
You know what?
Scotty's there.
I don't like Pelia, so I don't. I wouldn't care if she suddenly passed away or suddenly transferred to another ship because I don't really like her. But I do think Scotty's going to become a permanent, uh, a permanent officer on the Enterprise. The other thing that I was wondering while watching this episode, when in the hell is Sulu gonna show up? Maybe Erica's ordeal with the Gorn causes her to want to transfer to another ship. And she leaves, and Sulu comes in. Do you think
Yeah,
that's crazy?
yeah, they're really messing her up for a reason. They're gonna deal with it. I don't know if they're gonna deal with it in in the first 5 episodes even,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So,
because I did read the initial reviews, non spoiler by the way, and they talk about they're giving Erica something, but it doesn't quite come to fruition by the 5th episode. Like they hint at it in later episodes, like just a little teaser for the next episode.
yep,
They address her trauma or her,
they do.
And here's the thing that the Strange New Worlds is doing over Discovery. And if they keep it up, I might actually. Discovery and Strange New Worlds are kind of like here and there with me. I kind of like them
Okay.
all like kind of the same, but certain episodes are better than others, and it's one of those things where it's all kind of mid
Mid,
until
right?
it's really good, and then I'm like, wow,
Yep.
they should make more like that, and then they don't. Uh, but with Discovery, a lot of it was like, I'm crying, I'm emotional, and you're like, I don't really understand why. For example, her crew goes with her to the 32nd century. They didn't
Yeah.
have to. None of
No,
them
but
had
they,
to, but I guess just for the sake of bringing the characters into the next season, we'll go with you, Burnham, and then they're all fucked up over it. Of
yeah.
the fact that they just left their families, left everybody. It's basically like they died to their
Yeah, but
families, and they're all
yeah, but
like,
here's the thing. Yeah, but here's the thing. Just like you said, they decided to do that. Nobody forced them to do it,
yeah. With Ortegas, it's like she's doing her best to be the best Starfleet officer ever, and
and nothing's working.
she's getting messed up, but she's still
Right.
she's dying on the flying the ship, and still like, I'm Ortegas. She's like, no blood in her brain. I'm Ortegas. I fly the ship.
Fly
It's
the
like, wow,
ship.
this girl's got determination.
Yeah, she does.
I
No, but
I wonder how she's gonna overcome this, like, because she's tough.
yeah,
She's really
I
tough.
think. Look, I think that I don't think I don't think she's gonna overcome it. I think that this experience with the Gorn is gonna change her in ways that she didn't expect, and I think that it could possibly lead to her asking to lead the ship, or
Maybe she retaliates against somebody. Maybe some anger in her makes her make a mistake and like hurt somebody, and she realizes
right,
I need
she
help
got
or something.
she got to take a break or something.
Yeah.
Or her anger and her PTSD is gonna cause her to do something really stupid, which will lead to her death. I don't know. I just want I don't know what's wrong with me. I want my beloved Star Trek characters to die. I have no idea what's wrong with me.
I wonder
But
what was she filming season 4? Hmm.
I I
I don't
think
know
she
which
is.
actors. I don't know who. I don't know that any of the main crew is gonna die because I think they're all back for the next season.
Right.
But in the first season, they
Um.
killed off Hemmer. What member of that?
Oh.
What's his name? Hemner.
Oh
Hemner.
God, Hemmer. That pissed me off so much. I'm like,
Hemmer.
great character, but they completely wasted him in season one.
Maybe they'll kill off
I-
Kirk next time.
oh God.
Wait, they can't do that.
they can't do that shit.
Well, maybe they'll be so bold that they'll have Pike leave the ship, like leave
Oh,
his
that'd
own
be
show at the end to
yeah.
go off and train some people and have a horrible accident, while Kirk is like, "This is my show now, baby,"
This is my show now, bitches.
and he puts on the glasses like, "Where we're going, we don't need roads
We don't need it.
because we're in space."
Yep. In closing, as we wind down here, what are you looking forward to the most in this new season of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds?
More Spock shots of Spock looking like he's about to cry, like he's at like the junior prom or something, and like the girl he thought liked him, he's like, "I got you a flower," and she's like, "Oh, thank you. This is my boyfriend." But it's like one of these things where he's like, "Oh, you got a boy? You got a new you moved on already?" Well, I want more of that.
I think you might get
No,
that in episode 2.
I don't. I know there's some Klingon stuff. I don't really know. I know a bit about episode 3.
3.
It involves. It's focused on Pike and most of it's focused on Pike and Benga in a situation on a planet. And Mbenga is my favorite character in season 1.
Yeah, and Benga rules, man.
La'an grew on me in season 2, even though I didn't like that time travel story where like,
Oh, that was ridiculous. I remember that.
let's retcon the like, stop bringing up Khan and the eugenic stuff. Like, La'an could have been a great character on her own. You didn't have to make her fucking like it's one of
No.
these frivolous
It could have
connections.
looked.
Like,
Yeah.
doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, but she
She could have been another Illyrian. Wouldn't it have been cool if what's her name, Una was outed,
Una? Yeah.
and then La'an like kind of had to like hide her like strength and stuff like that, and then like
Right, because she was
comes out to Una.
another.
She's like, Una's like, "How did you fight me that time? You were so strong." She's like, "Well, I'm an Illyrian too." Or secrets.
That
It could
would,
have been like an underground thing, right? I don't know.
yeah, that would have been more interesting.
But now
But I,
now they're using her blood and like fixing things and
mm.
whatever.
But what I'm looking forward to most in this season, I really want the episodes to be a little bit more consistent with the tone of their story that they tell. Because if you guys remember last season, about 2 years ago, can't believe it's been 2 years. I was really, really unhappy with the lack of consistency between episode to episode. That really pissed me off. I don't know if you remember that, PJ. Um,
It's like
so
that
I,
Mbenga episode with the Klingon dude that he kills at the end. Very
yep,
serious, like
yep,
episode throughout.
very
And
serious episode.
that's the same show that in the very next episode they're like, I can sing, I can dance, I can go through, I can shit
Right,
in my pants. I don't know.
right.
It's like, and then it's like, if you don't like that, you're against musicals. Well, for one thing, you don't know what musicals I do or do not like. If I do or
Right.
do not like them at all. I mean, I just don't like the episode. Klingon boy
Mm.
band moment, the single worst moment in the entire series. They cannot live that down. And every show has it, but the thing is, they had 25 episodes instead
Yeah,
of
yeah,
10.
yeah,
There was less.
yeah, yeah.
They could mess around a bit. They could have bottle episodes. They could have goofy episodes. But the main gist of it with any show was that it was pretty serious. A drama was a drama. A comedy was a comedy. Strange New Worlds is in one episode it's a serious drama. In the next episode, you could mistake it for a sci-fi comedy
Right,
in the vein of Orville, which is not as absurd or over the top.
right.
But
Um,
I couldn't see an Orville episode doing a musical. Although it would be
uh,
more believable on the Orville than it would
yes, it would be more
in
believable.
yeah.
No,
And
but
by the way, you can like Orville and Strange New Worlds. By the way, it's a fact. Sorry, go
yes,
ahead.
there's nothing wrong with that, Hebo, because guess what? I do. Yes. The last thing that I'm looking for, which I won't think I'll get, is I want some brand new villains to be introduced that we've never seen before. I think that would be a brilliant way to 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 allow the writers to basically tell whatever story they want without stepping on toes that they've already stepped on.
Do you remember that? I forget the name. The Serene Squall, I think it was called.
Yeah,
The
the
one where
pirate episode.
Cybok's girlfriend. Remember, she wanted Cybok released from prison. She took over the Enterprise,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and
Oh,
she's in the chair and she's like, "Ha ha ha! I'm a villain." She's very like cartoony and over the
yeah.
top.
Mhm.
I don't want stuff like that. I want the more like those kind of villains that feel like they're doing the right thing. Like she was a
Right.
villain that delighted in her,
In
uh,
her evilness.
in her maniacal nature. She's a good character before she's revealed as a bad guy, and then as soon as she becomes a bad guy, she's like
Much Trust
way
Sterling.
way too cartoony. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
no. I want more thought.
So,
Like the Klingon dude in episode 8, season 2,
oh, okay, yeah.
the butcher, and it was crazy. And Bang was like, "You took credit for what I did," and like,
Oh,
and
yeah, that's
Banga's got a
right.
dark past, dude, and like
Yeah.
that ending of that episode was like,
It's
wow, that's
crazy.
fucking
Yeah.
ballsy,
It
and
was
like
great.
Chapel covers up for him and all this. I'm like,
Yep.
wow, okay.
Mhm. Yeah, man.
It kind of reminds me
But
of some of the DS9 stuff that was like morally ambiguous and whatnot.
mhm. No, but I look. Strangely Worlds has the capability to do some really, really good episodes, but I think that Henry Alonso Myers and Akiba Goldsman haven't cracked the key on how to do that and keep the show consistent when it comes to tone, at least in my eyes. But listen, I hope that they do moving forward. So, PJ, as we say goodbye, is there any place on the on the big old internet where people can find you?
You can find me at Boatwreck Live on YouTube. It's right there.
All
And
right,
you
cool.
are also on there mostly.
Yes, I am. Yeah, we
And
do.
we have a
We
lot of
do
good
live
chats
shows
about
for
not
the
only
most part.
Star Trek but different stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So go out and go and check PJ out on Boat Wreck Live. It's his YouTube channel. I will actually, I'll you know what, to make it easier for you guys, I will post a link to his channel in the in the description down below. So just go down there and click it, and you'll find it there. But if you want to find me, guys, and you want to talk some Star Trek: Strange New Worlds or anything else, the best place to find me is on X. I'm at QuickFanatic88. But until next time, guys, I'd like to thank PJ for coming once again to talk Star Trek with me. Thank you, PJ.
Thank you for having me.
All right, guys. So until next time, as I say often, I'll talk back soon.
So much happened here, and so much is about to.